way to and fro, and also for his last rites. So, that time everybody just got together without any problem, and we had collected so much money that ultimately we decided that we will establish a crisis society. And now we have crisis fund and there is a crisis committee. So, should there be any problem in community and if there is any calamity, we always can jump in and help them because the funds are there.
When I was president, we also started this health stop. Dr. Pasi is the one who started this, and my hats off to him.
We have been very fortunate that we have a lot of volunteers, those who come forward and work with us. As of this year, we have provided help to more than 1,500 people. There have been more than 1,500 visits to free health stops so far.
Now, if you think about it, that's a phenomenal public service activity that we do.
ISW not only becomes a meeting ground during these times of difficulties, but also brings joyous moments to people like Puneet, who found his best friends at the Indian Youth Group.
I was a very antisocial kid. I didn't want to go, I didn't want anything to do with it, and a running joke between my two best friends is that we all three hated each other before we actually became friends. And the only thing that actually brought us back together was we kept coming back to the IYG, and we were the three common stooges per se that would always try to see what would make the advisor kind of flip his lid. And in that kind of fun and games, I think we grew closer, and so those are kind of the types of memories that we remember that, even today we still reminisce about when we get together.
In ISW, we always think about our youth.
Now we had something for the adults. We had something for the younger kids, which was the school, but the tweens and the teen years, we didn't really have anything for them. And so Neha Save was one of the people that had the idea of starting this, and she and some of her friends got together and they started the youth group.
I met my wife at one of the first IYG meetings that I had attended when I was 14. I saw her, I noticed her, and then I had it kind of noted, like, okay, I'll figure out her name a little bit later. Later on, I heard from her that she thought that I was really obnoxious because clearly I was in the back of the room with Naveen and Vic really messing around the whole time. We kept in touch, and when we worked together on these cultural events, the volunteering events, we managed to get to know each other better.
The school had done this program called Showcase India, and it was very difficult for the school to keep it up. So after a couple of years, we handed that over to the IYG, and that was their big thing that they would do, was a large fundraiser, and then they would do everything themselves.
Showcase of India is a cultural program which is generally done during month of April or May. It is organized by the youth group, and they put this program together to produce some cultural programs, some dances, music for entertainment, and let kids get together and mingle.
There was a time, Indian kids were kind of ashamed if somebody said you're Indian. But now they are very proud of saying, oh, I'm from India, we are so good in our studies, we do our math on, fingers we can add and all those things. So the, youngsters are very proud of their heritage.
Not just for kids and young adults, ISW provides solace for people at many stages of their life. When Pushpa Joshi lost her husband of many years, ISW provided support.
Even when we were together, I think India Society really helped me keep going, because the life that time was not easy. That thinking will be always with me, that even when he passed on, India Society was my solace. If I was lonesome or if I wanted to do something, I could always come into India Society and say, this is what I want to do.
Seniors find comfort, fun, and support in a group called Hum Rahi. Hum Rahi means a friend or friends who walk together.
When we started off, we were all young. And as the time went by, our children grew up, they had their own households, we have grandchildren. And then we decided that we should start something for the people who are older. And the idea was that we can get together and discuss our own issues as we are getting older in this country.
Recognizing that the aging population has some other needs. For example, they may be looking more for companionship as the empty nesters are living in this area, and they have a lot more time at hand, lot more freedom at hand. They don't have as many financial worries, but they do have a need, a tremendous need for companionship as they grow older.
We thought that we need our own nest where we can get together and have good time with each other.
ISW soon became strong enough to give back to the community. It started looking for opportunities to become part of the larger community.
All of us immigrants left our country to come here for greener pastures, right? At the end of the day, we all feel that there is some gratitude that we need to give back.
We all sat together and we thought, why not an India Day? And we chose the month of August because that was our Independence Day. So we planned to start an India Day. That was almost in 1988 we started this. And this is going to be our 25th year this year.
It's a very proactive organization. So they're not just focused on the internal community, but they're focused on the entire Worcester community.
They want to be part of the greater picture, the greater society.
We are all now, as Indians and Indian Americans, part of this larger tapestry, if you will, of the American community.
We live here, we do everything here, we raise our children here. We must be a part of this community as much as we are a part of our own.
There are a number of things that we do that help individuals in just the society as a whole.
We have donated money when there is any kind of disaster.
I believe we've even sponsored a school in India.
We do a lot of activities that are not limited to just the Indian community.
There are events that take place around the world which are supported by the Indian Society of Worcester.
There was a massive earthquake in part of Gujarat, and society brought together a lot of resources, including the shoes, the clothes, and most important, dollars. And we put them together and sent it to India, to the targeted part.
It was the year that the tsunami had taken place, and we had put together a fundraiser, and we raised money which we then donated to the charitable relief efforts for victims of the tsunami.
We did a spaghetti supper for a few years. They went for the refugee apostolate at Christmas time, and they would help wrap gifts. They went for the bishop's dinner at Thanksgiving, and they served to the homeless. And we would collect food for the needy, and so they would do a lot of different projects.
And we had a vigil about the 9/11. Us just going down and just having a vigil just gave us the sense of accomplishment, sense of involvement into helping a much larger effort.
We started participating in Spirit of Shrewsbury and also the fairs around in surrounding towns. And we also participated in the parade. The first time we had a float and people were dancing on it and with all these colorful lehengas and their dresses.
The India Society of Worcester, they are here every year. They make a great appearance, and it's nice to have them. This is really nice to see.
Now, we do have a very large Indian population in Shrewsbury, and it's great that they take part in the community activities such as our parade that we're having here today.
We do cultural events for Red Sox. So we went to Red Sox, choreographers and dance group danced there. I mean, think about that, right? You know, you got 20,000 people sitting or plus at Fenway watching a bunch of Indian kids dancing to, you know, some Indian music. Just creates that awareness.
I've been to the 4 Red Sox games, and I think there's a bus that takes everyone to the ISW there. 3 buses, and like you have to make tickets to go on. And I did like to see, like when I was on the ground holding the check with my grandma and her friend. And then, so like, that was also fun.
The Red Sox Foundation, official team charity of the Red Sox. Thank you, Mrs. Seth, and all our friends from the India Society who join us this evening.
Also watching her sing the 2 national anthems, Canadian and American, it was also cool to see that too on the ground.
Oh, say, can you see?
And then sometimes at Red Sox games, my grandma let me play ball at the 2nd game I went to when I was like 5. So, yeah.
All right, Rabbi, let's see a pitch. Thank you, Ravi, and everyone else from the India Society of Worcester.
I've also went to the Celtics game too. I usually sit in the stands and watch the performance that they do, the dance, the Indian dance that they do.
To anybody who wants to think that ISW is just about India and Indian community, I would say absolutely not. You know, it's a platform that will give you that sense of involvement to much bigger than an Indian community.
Any large organization has its ups and downs. ISW successfully survived its ups and downs because it is very different from many other organizations of its kind.
Most of the organizations in Indian organization are a micro-minority organization, but ISW was an organization which was for the whole India. That has been a theme behind it since its inception, and especially since I have been involved. So I can say for the last 27 years, we had fought and struggled to keep it that way.
It's going to serve the Indian, whether it's Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, or any other religion, Sikh or anybody, we will serve all.
The thing that was different about the India Society was it wasn't just trying to represent one color, one religion, one language, right? But it was trying to represent the entire rainbow. And I thought that that was very unique.
Speaking of cultural diversity, Caroline, who married an Indian and became immersed in the Indian culture, has some very interesting memories and experiences to share.
Well, the first thing is most of the people assume that I'm housekeeping. So that's one thing. And then when they realize, especially when I was running the school and people would realize, oh, she's the director of the school, well, why is she here? People thought that I was a professional person. I have no teaching background at all. They thought I was a professional person, so I was getting paid to do this and come in and run the school. Then they want to know why. Why are you involved? Why are you here? And you can see it in their face at first, and sometimes I'll jump in and I'll just answer the question before they ask. And then sometimes I just like to stand there and wait for them to actually ask the question. And the questions will go similar to first, why are you involved? And then I explain to them why. Have you ever eaten Indian food? And I'll say, oh yes, it must be too spicy for you. I'll say, no, after 37 years, no, it's not. Or if I have Indian clothes on, which I normally will wear it at an Indian program, oh, you look so nice in that. Are you uncomfortable? You know, I said, no. Every time I meet a new person, the same questions will come out of their mouth. I've been with the Indian culture so long now that I feel as though it's part of my culture too.
India Society of Worcester celebrates a very important milestone this year, its 50th anniversary.
I think congratulations goes to the entire team of people that have really worked hard to take this society to such a great position that today India Society of Worcester is known to everyone.
Quite honestly, I believe, when it was founded, it was maybe so that the students who had newly come to WPI or Clark could find a place to, see another Indian face and maybe get some Indian food, right? We have grown up much beyond that.
It's always about continued learning and continued improvement. That's why the organization has grown over the years and why it will continue to grow in the next 50 years.
I think your core business is taking care of the second generation's children.
The top layer is getting tired, it's getting old, it's getting tired. It needs that new generation, that new blood to come through, and we're starting to see that now.
Going forward, it's going to be a very interesting transition because the world's changing.
As long as we keep bringing new people and accept the new ideas, this organization has the brightest future.
We are looking forward to 50 more years of vibrant presence.
And I think India Society will always move on.
I think they have done a great job and keep going, keep being as strong.
I'm very proud that the organization is doing very well.
It's, now you make me emotional. That's how much it means to me. It's everything. And I will do anything and everything possible to make this organization survive, and I will never let anybody destroy it. That's how much it means to me. That's all I can say.
Congratulations to ISW on its 50th anniversary. Here's to 50 more great years.
Best wishes for this program whenever that's going to happen. I may not be there, but congratulations.
Here's looking forward to the next 50 years. Hope you will join us at the India Society of Worcester.